the problem with the huge increase in the use of mail-in balloting. As you know, the left was really pushing this. And, of course, the problem with mail-in balloting is that there's no election officials supervising the voting. There are no election observers to watch the voting. And so absentee ballots, are the biggest source of fraud in the country. And in states all over the country where they have no ID requirement of any kind, including for absentee ballots, it makes fraud easy to commit. But look, we also had other issues, not in which voters were committing fraud, but in which election officials in places like Pennsylvania suddenly were saying, oh, we're not going to abide by the law. Pennsylvania is probably the worst example of that. Remember, absentee ballots were supposed to be due on and handed in by voters by the end of Election Day, and yet what did election officials say? Well, we're just not going to pay any attention to that law. We're going to continue to accept and count absentee ballots coming in for days after the election. So, those voters, they didn't commit fraud, but those ballots should not have been counted because they didn't comply with state law.